Hypergrid is a two-player abstract, meaning strategy games like chess and Go. It's like tic-tac-toe with colors, but it's also much more. David Minkin, aka Connect More, gave us a copy of this game for the designer in exchange for an honest review. Each player takes 6 of the 5 element chips and the rest go to the side. Keep the lock blocks close. Put the scoring dice in the corner. On the first turn of the game, place a single element chip. From then on, you'll place 2 chips. After the first chip is placed, take the clear block and put it on top of the matching color in the common chip pile. The same color can't be placed 2 times in a row. Chips can be stacked to form pillars. You score by having 3 in a line, so you'll want to get points for yourself without giving your opponent a chance to score. When lines score, place a lock die at the end of the line. That line cannot score again until 2 of the 3 scoring chips change color. So far, this sounds kinda like tic-tac-toe, right? Remember when I said there was more? Once a pillar has 3 chips on it, you could trigger its element effect. Red fire burns. Burn or remove a chip within reach. Remove it and put it back in the pool, not your reserve. Yellow air blows. Move an element chip from anywhere to a pillar within reach. Green earth shakes. Within reach, move the bottom chip of a pillar to the top or flip the entire pillar upside down. Blue water whirls. Swap any 2 pillars. Purple ether transforms. Take a non-purple element chip within reach and return it to your reserve. When a player is unable to place an element chip, the game ends. Place chips to help you score, but don't help your opponent. Manage the chips and trigger effects to change the game. That's Hypergrid. Hypergrid takes up a little bit more space than a chessboard, so you should be able to play on an average coffee table. We've never had a game last more than an hour. My games are usually around 45 minutes, but I could see 2 adults playing a half hour. Once you learn the element effects, there's no rating, and those can be explained or reminded by older players. The gameplay will probably be too much for kids under 8, but you could play a variant of tic-tac-toe with them until they're ready for the full game. Me and Mom traded wins in our first 4 games. Dad watched a few, but it went until our 5th game before he finally got to try. I scored a handful of early points. Then he started getting a couple points on every turn. The thing is, he was running out of chips quickly. I wasn't paying attention to how low he was when I placed a purple in order to return a chip to my hand. Well, it turns out he only had purple left, meaning he was locked out of a play. We ended up tied with 18 points. If you have analysis paralysis, meaning you freeze when there are too many choices, stay far away from Hypergrid. You'll need to consider location, color, ability, and game state, not to mention the locked colors and lines, with each turn. Once you learn the base rules, the reference sheet has you covered. I'd say that most things will click by your second game, or even during your first. The real game, though, is mastering the element effects. The colorful plastic chips are good to hold, although grooves would help them stack better, and I wish they had different symbols for colorblind people. The mat is easy to follow, but it's weird and boring. The locking dice are chunky, although they're clear, causing Dad problems in some lighting. The game starts slow as you're trying to place things for future turns. It ramps up after a while, and each player is zipping through turns while significantly changing the game state. Once chips start to run out, the game slows down again because each player doesn't want to, or can't afford to, make a mistake. It's a really interesting flow, and I like it. Hypergrid has fairly simple rules, and fewer than chess, but the tactical gameplay makes this a challenging brain burner. Like many abstracts, it has no theme and isn't exciting like a lot of games on the market, but pulling off a smart play to score a few points while ruining your opponent's plans feels so good. It's a game we've never heard of, And while I don't love it like Mom does, I'm still very glad that we have it. Hypergrind is fairly short, very clever, and fun.